August 31st, 2014, 2:47 a.m. Eastern Time. In a basement in Chicago, a 29-year-old man hits enter and the internet breaks. Within seconds, Reddit's servers buckle. Twitter's trending algorithms explode. Facebook feeds across America flood with a single, devastating topic. Over 500 private photos, belonging to more than 100 celebrities, appear instantly across dozens of platforms. It would become known as TheFappening. The numbers are staggering. 6.2 million downloads in the first hour, 250 million page views before sunrise. Jennifer Lawrence, Ariana Grande, Kirsten Dunst, Kate Upton, the biggest names in Hollywood, exposed in their most private moments. But here's the twist. The mastermind wasn't a shadowy hacker in a dark hoodie. It wasn't a foreign government or a criminal organization. It was a small group of ordinary American men, leading ordinary American lives. And their story will change how you think about privacy forever. The digital chaos was unlike anything the internet had ever witnessed. A new subreddit, TheFappening, gained 100,000 subscribers in its first 24 hours, faster growth than any community in Reddit's 9-year history. The moderators, completely overwhelmed, watched helplessly as their servers crashed again and again. One anonymous moderator later admitted it was like trying to hold back a tsunami with a coffee cup. At the center of this storm was Jennifer Lawrence. She was at the absolute peak of her career. Just months earlier, she'd won the Academy Award for Best Actress. The Hunger Games was about to break box office records. She was on the cover of Vanity Fair, Vogue, and Time magazine in the same month. She was America's sweetheart, the girl next door who conquered Hollywood. Until that night changed everything. But she wasn't the only one. There was Ariana Grande, fresh off her breakthrough album. Kirsten Dunst, beloved as Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man. Kate Upton, the Sports Illustrated cover model, who'd become a household name. This wasn't just about celebrities. It was about the illusion of digital privacy shattering for everyone. If these powerful, protected individuals could be violated so completely, what hope did ordinary people have? Within 72 hours, copycat attacks began targeting regular users. The blueprint was public. The question wasn't just how did this happen, but how do we stop it from ever happening again? First, someone had to find the people responsible. FBI Cyber Division, Quantico, Virginia, September 2, 2014. Special Agent Sarah Chen stares at a wall covered in IP addresses and digital breadcrumbs. The case file is already 3 binders thick. Operation Avalanche has begun. At first, all signs pointed to Apple's iCloud. Hours after the leak, Apple released a security patch for Find My iPhone. The timing seemed too perfect. Tech blogs erupted. A security researcher even found the smoking gun, a Python script called This tool could try unlimited password combinations against iCloud accounts without any rate limiting or lockouts. As the researcher explained to investigators, it was like leaving your front door not just unlocked, but wide open with a neon sign saying, "Rob me." The evidence seemed overwhelming. But then, Apple fought back. Tim Cook himself reviewed the investigation. Their security team worked around the clock. Their conclusion was shocking. Apple's official statement read, certain celebrity accounts were compromised by a very targeted attack on usernames, passwords, and security questions. None of the cases has resulted from any breach in any of Apple's systems. It wasn't a technical failure, it was a human one. The FBI shifted tactics. Instead of looking for system breaches, they began hunting for people. The digital trail led them from an IP address in Pennsylvania to another in Chicago, then Virginia, then Connecticut. 4 states, 5 suspects. The biggest cybercrime investigation in FBI history was about to begin. Let's go to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Population 60,000. This is where Ryan Collins lived, in a modest house with peeling paint. He was 36, worked in IT support, and had never been arrested for anything more than a parking ticket. But for 2 years, Collins had been perfecting a dark craft. His phishing emails were masterpieces of deception. They looked exactly like official Apple communications. Same fonts, same logos, same corporate language. Imagine receiving this email. Your Apple ID was used to sign in from an unrecognized device in Moscow, Russia. If this was not you, please change your password immediately. To ensure it's you, use this one-time verification code at applesecurity-verification.com. The email was perfect. The fake website, a pixel-perfect copy. On August 20th, 2014, Jennifer Lawrence got that exact email. Tired after a long day of filming, exhausted by the pressures of fame, she didn't think twice. She clicked the link, entered her password, and just like that, it was game over. But Collins wasn't working alone. This was a network of ordinary men with an extraordinary obsession. In Chicago, we have Edward Majerczyk, 29 years old, living in his childhood bedroom in his parents' house. His mother still called him Eddie and did his laundry. By day, he worked in customer service. By night, he specialized in password reuse attacks. He knew people used the same password everywhere. Hack their Gmail, and you often get their iCloud too. He'd spend hours researching targets, finding pet names, birth dates, and high school mascots to defeat security questions. Then there was George Garofano in Connecticut, a 26-year-old bank teller in a sleepy town. the quiet guy at work who never joined for drinks, and Christopher Brannon in Virginia, a computer science professor, married, a father of 2 young daughters, the friendly professor who coached Little League on weekends. These men found each other in a private hidden forum called Stole. Their shared obsession was collecting private photos of famous women, like digital trading cards. The forum had strict rules. To join, you had to contribute. To rise in the ranks, you had to bring exclusive content. For 3 years, they operated in secret, stealing photos, trading them privately. They never intended for them to go public. The thrill was in the hunt, but greed changed everything. Someone in the group decided the photos were too valuable to keep hidden. On August 31st, 2014, their entire collection was dumped onto the internet. The FBI moved with surgical precision. September 15th, 6 a.m., simultaneous raids in 4 states. In Chicago, they found Majerczyk in his pajamas, browsing stolen photos on his laptop. In Pennsylvania, Collins tried to delete files as agents broke down his door. It was too late. In Connecticut, Garofano was arrested at the bank where he worked, his co-workers watching in shock. The evidence was overwhelming. Thousands of phishing emails, logs of account breaches, gigabytes of stolen content. But here's where the story takes its final, frustrating turn. The FBI could prove these men stole the photos. What they couldn't prove was who leaked them. The trail went cold. The original leaker was never found. Ryan Collins received 18 months in federal prison. Edward Majerczyk got 9 months. George Garofano, 8 months. Christopher Brannon got 3 years. The harshest sentence? Because he had also targeted his own students. But the person who unleashed it all on the world, they got away with it. Today, security is much better. Apple and other tech giants have implemented 2-factor authentication and advanced threat detection. But the fundamental vulnerability hasn't changed. It's us. Human trust. As long as we click links that look legitimate and reuse passwords, hackers will have a way in. The internet never forgets, and it never stops breaking. Somewhere out there right now, someone is crafting the next perfect phishing email. Someone is planning the next leak. The question isn't if this will happen again, it's when. And who will be the next victim? Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the events that shaped our digital world.
5 years later, Jennifer Lawrence sits in her Malibu home, finally ready to speak about that night. "I remember clicking that link," she says, staring out at the Pacific Ocean. "I was so tired, so overwhelmed by everything. The Oscars, the fame, the constant pressure. I just wanted to check my email and go to sleep. One click changed everything, not just for me, but for how the world thinks about privacy. Sometimes I wonder if those men realized they weren't just stealing photos." Ryan Collins was released from federal prison in March 2018. He now works at a small computer repair shop in Lancaster using a different name. His neighbors don't know who he really is. Edward Majerczyk still lives with his mother, but now she monitors his internet usage. The other members of Stole have disappeared into anonymity. But somewhere in the dark corners of the internet, new groups are forming. New collections are growing.